What is up, internet? Got a quick one for you with some hammer swinging drills just to feel ground pressure and hit timing a little bit better. But first, housekeeping. A couple of folks have bought bags recently. I assume bags doesn't tell me what you buy. It just tells me that I get a little bit of change for you using my link. So if you have bought a bag recently from Upper Park Disc Golf using my link, thank you so much. That is very cool. It's a great way to support a company that I think is awesome and support me at the same time. So this is the bag I recommend everyone check out. It's a Shift. They have new colors coming out that are all like kind of funky, which I'm into, obviously. Despite me owning two gray bags, that's what they had at the time. So they're coming out with new colors. This is the last couple of days. I've said that a couple times, but now it's actually for real. They're upping the prices because of the new colors. So I think the next like 2 or 3 days is your last time to save. I think it's like 20 or 30 bucks. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that before the pricing changes. So go check out Upper Park Disc Golf. My link will be below if you want to do that. Hammer drills. So there's a lot of very cool hammer drill videos on the internet. I have watched a lot of them. I have not spent a lot of time actually throwing hammers. And that's not what I'm advocating here. I'm advocating just swinging hammers gently because it would be pretty easy to pop your elbow or throw something through the window. So go slow with these. It's a feel thing, not a power thing. This is a framing hammer. It's pretty long and it's pretty heavy. So this is what feels good to me. Like it just, the weight and the swing of it feels nice. In terms of giving me more time to feel what I'm trying to feel. So for this drill, just find a stance, like I kind of do it in my one leg-ish stance, but a little bit sloppier. Like I'm not trying to be on a hyzer as committed, but I mean, I guess I am. I'm just not worried about it as much. And at first I'm just going to swing from the shoulder, keeping the arm relatively straight. I am going to let that move my rear hip a little bit, but I'm not pumping the swing with my hip. I'm just feeling the frequency of the weight swinging, my arm swinging with the weight. And then what I'm going to do here, what I'm going to explore is letting the elbow break in the back. And with that specifically having the goal of changing the radius from this big one here to this small one here. So I'm going from a big circle to a smaller circle. And so I'm going to play with the variables, or I'm going to play with how much do I allow the elbow to break and let the hammer float up towards my head here. It's not a great idea, but we're going to try it anyway. And then feel how that changes the front of the swing. So here the weight is about the same the whole way. And then when I break, there's more of a pop here at where I want my hip point to be, 45-ish degrees from my target line. So, and that's all the harder you need to do this to feel it. So I'm feeling the weight here, and I'm going to let it float and break in the back and let it come through. I am adding a little bit of acceleration in the front, but not a whole lot. I'm not trying to swing fast. I'm trying to feel the swing, feel the frequency of the weight. So that's kind of step one, is just feel how sending your hips into a lateral shift and driving your elbow forward a tiny, tiny, tiny bit makes more pop there in front of your foot. Then step two is kind of something that I've gotten from watching ball golf videos, mostly stuff that Coach Blitz has sent me. Thank you, sir. Really good stuff. So there's one video, I'll just do it really quick, where a coach is talking about swinging a golf club. So I'm going that way. And my interpretation of it is he says that we do a bunch of stuff in the backswing that's not necessary, that's a waste of time and space because it feels powerful, and all it does is take you off the ball or take you off of your hit point in our case. And then he goes on to say the only real job you have from the backswing to the downswing is to get get a lateral shift into your front foot, be balanced over your front foot, and then have the front foot straighten up. And when you're in this hyzer posture for us, and you shift your hips towards the target and then straighten that leg, it's going to clear your hip. Like, that's the magic that no one ever finds unless they are very talented athletically or have a very good coach. So you can find that feeling. So back to disc golf, I'm just going to shift my hips, just a neutral stance, shift my hips towards the front. So my weight is kind of sort of over my front foot. And then I'm going to straighten my leg. Shift and straighten. That gets you to, it looks like a ball golf type of brace. That's all you need to feel it, to have your brain start to get it. So I'm going to add that to my hammer swing that I was just doing. So I'm going to start big circle, break, and finish little circle. And I'm going to add to that swing, I'm going to add hip shift and coming into a bent loaded leg and then straightening that leg. And again, don't go hard, don't go fast. That'll make it not something you can feel. But if you go slower and more fluid, then it's easier to feel it. So I'm going to have a little athletic bend in my knees. I'm going to break, drive the elbow forward, shift my weight laterally. So you can do just that. Break it down to just the shift and feel how that creates, I don't even want to say the L word, but it makes your swing a little different. And there's more intention that comes out the front side. So I can combine the lateral shift with the break and a little bit of elbow acceleration with popping the front leg straight. And then all of a sudden you'll get, wow, there's a lot more force there in the hammer. So you're not trying to make a ton of force, you're just trying to feel how little of this and how little of this and how little of this and this it takes to really make a lot more acceleration at your hit point. Boom. That was too much arm. So you're trying not to do it with arm because we're always going to do too much of that. But just play around with it, and I think spending time with this drill will really inform how you're going to move a disc, because I can do this a couple times. That was a bad one. I didn't break enough. That was a bad one. I was forcing it with my arm. I'm talking too much. I can't drill well while I'm talking. That was okay. So once you have it making sense, pick up your other hammer. This is not a disc. It is your other hammer. Move exactly the same. Like, the problem here is this is light and we can't move as if we were throwing something heavy. You need to trick your body into moving as if this is heavy, because it's going to get heavy if you get your mechanics right. At the release, the disc gets really heavy. It gets to weigh like something like 20, 30 pounds, I think. But you can get the same thing to happen as when you're holding a heavy hammer. You just got to get real clear on what the hammer actually feels like. Boom. So play around with that. Hope it helps. Good luck.